And guys, when we look ahead to this match, I guess this match takes a completely different shape than the one in 2022. In 2022, Morocco were the underdogs that had gotten to the semifinal, were playing very defensively. Now they kind of come in as a team that want to prove that they can be on the level with France. How would you say they approach this game, Lahoud?
Yeah, they'll continue to do what they have been doing, which is playing with no fear. Morocco see themselves on the same level as French football and Les Bleus and the French national team, as well as Argentina. And right now they've earned the right to do that because of some of the performances. Maybe not their most just awe-striking performance today against Canada, but they're a side that they get better as games go on, and they're really become a second-half side. Now, there's some interpersonal connections between the Moroccan national team, the Atlas Lions, and the French national team, just as we talked about when we talked about the connections between some of the dual nationals, between Morocco and the Netherlands. There's 6 players who were born in France that play for Morocco. One of the most notable ones is Ayoub Bouadi. So this is going to be the Ayoub Bouadi derby for me, as well as the Azzedine Ouanahi derby, who had a brace again today. Trust me, I've been there when I played against teams and players who will do nationals. They keep every receipt of everything that's said by French journalists, everything that's been said about them, making that switch. And if you're a player like Bouadi, if you're a player like, Ouanahi, this is the game for you. They will be playing the game of their lives. I cannot wait for this matchup. I think this is the matchup, Ian, the quarterfinal matchup that everyone was hoping they get.
I don't think that there has been a better put-together roster than Morocco over 6, 7, 8 years. This has been a project in the works for a long time. And finally, you're seeing the delivery of hard work, executive decisions, scouting, making sure that finances are properly in place. The foundation of Moroccan football has grown to a new level because of some top-class decisions behind the scenes. The dual nationals is exceptional. 6 from France, 19 of this Morocco squad were not born in Morocco. And they are an exceptional team that are now living the Moroccan way. They're feeling the Moroccan spirit. They're playing with Moroccan hearts. They're singing the national anthem. They have become incredibly talented because of these dual nationals, but they're also inspiring the next generation of young players coming through who are already talented. You've got 16 to 20-year-olds now winning championships. Can't even imagine getting into the squad because there's 40 players that Morocco have competing for 26 places in a World Cup squad. It's exceptionally put together. The problem I see for France going into this game is that you cannot beat Morocco. They're unbeaten in 34 games. What game plan do you have going into a team that's not lost in 34? Was it Kenya who beat them the last time? Kenya beat them in August 24 or something. That's incredible. And I know they've gone through multiple competitions and friendly games and, of course, qualifiers. It's amazing to me to have a 34-game unbeaten streak. This is also a team that won 19 games consecutively under the previous coach name.
Walid Regragui.
Thank you. I wasn't even going to try pronounce that name because I would have messed it up.
That's why you got me.
Respect. I just think that the Moroccan Federation, they're making African football so proud with what they are doing. Now, I'm going to say this and go on a stretch here. This will be the hardest game for France in winning this World Cup. I understand that there are bigger teams with bigger histories left to compete in the World Cup, but I think this is France's final. You're going up against not only dual nationals who have a point to prove, you're going up against a terrific fan base that follow that Moroccan team. You're going up against that unbeaten record. And albeit not a great performance against Canada, Morocco play better against better opposition. Mentally, they're more tuned in. They're more wired up. They fire themselves up for better opposition, as we saw in 22 with some of the teams they competed against, some of the best in the world. So I'm intrigued to see how Morocco handle the occasion, but I honestly think if France get past Morocco, they'll win it easily. But if Morocco get France, they might be my new favourite to win the World Cup.
And here I was thinking that the most difficult game for France could be the United States of America in the semifinal. But, that's perhaps me being optimistic on this 4th of July. Let's talk a bit, though, about the manager, because you mentioned Ouabhi and that change. We have a new coach who's only been in charge since the March international window. He did not have a lot of time, and yet he seems to be figuring out all the right ways to get this team to be playing good football. Mohamed Ouabhi, who's been in charge of this team, what is the job that he's done to get this team to take another step at a World Cup?
I think he's been bold, and I think he actually mirrors what the ambition of this federation is. And Ian, you did an excellent job painting the picture of what the foundation and what the ambitions are for Moroccan football. One thing that no one is talking about that I want to put into perspective is he's not afraid to make subs.
Yeah.
You look at a player like Ayoub Bouhaddi. Most players see, he's literally one of the best players on Morocco right now. He's 18 years old. He subs him out just about every single match in the 60th minute or maybe the 65th for a stretch. He's not afraid to say, okay, this is what the game needs. And 2 consecutive games now, we've seen one player that doesn't get any recognition, that I'm going to give some recognition to. Chemsdine Talbi has come in and been a difference maker for Morocco. Most managers, maybe except Didier Deschamps, maybe except Lionel Scaloni, those are the only other managers I can think of, maybe De La Fuente for Spain, but they don't have the courage to make those sorts of decisions. He trusts young players, and it's paying dividends. And he's not alone. Samir Al-Muabbet has come in, changed games. And so, as bold as he's been, this is going to have to be the boldest managerial strategy he's going to have yet. Because one thing that happened today, and I know we're going to talk about it more, some of the injuries that have come into this Moroccan side, he's had to be adaptable. He's had to show courage. And we saw a different Morocco side today that was willing to suffer to get the result. If they were willing to suffer while playing poorly against Canada, how much are you willing to bet they're willing to suffer 10 times more against the France side?
No doubt.
They believe full stop that they can go and beat, not compete against. And this is where they differentiate from the rest of Africa. They're not playing to compete against France. They're going 100% to go there and beat and make a statement against the best team at the World Cup right now.
The manager?
Well, listen, the manager's exceptional, and of course he's had a lot to deal with. I think the injury to Saibari is going to be a real difficult challenge because, of course, there is obviously players in the waiting, wanting to step up and be the difference, wanting to be the hero, and there was, obviously, Unahi's performance in particular today was exceptional. But Saibari's a big miss, and he is probably on his way to being a world-class finisher and striker. Sure, he already has the talent, we know it's there, but we want to see it more consistently. And for Morocco, he's produced that this World Cup. How do you replicate what he does for the Moroccan national team? I don't think they have a replica player in their ranks. Every single striker that they have brought with them outside of Saibari are not similar to his way of playing. And I don't think they're as good finishers. So I think what you saw today, obviously, against Canada, more impact from midfield, substitutions having a tremendous impact. And I think you're about to see how talented this roster really is for Morocco, because Saibari's a big loss. And I think if it was any other nation, you'd probably say World Cup could be over now, because especially going up against France, no striker who's a killer in the box is a problem. But this Morocco, they're different, man. They're built different. They're so stacked on the bench, Chris. This is a team that I honestly think should start be dreaming about. We're going to beat France. We're going to try and make it to a final. This is your moment to shine.